Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I don't have my little mic set up today because I didn't have time to set it up, and I just got a little plant order and I'm just want to share opening it with you online, and I don't really have time to faff around because I want to get these things out and rooting. So I ordered a little bundle. It was, I think I mentioned recently that I'm getting into Hoyas in a big way, and I'm getting into Hoyas predominantly because I just don't like tissue culture very much. I mean, I'm not saying I'm never going to buy a tissue culture plant. I think it's impossible to know these days. I just don't like, I guess I try to avoid anything mass produced. You know, to me, tissue culture is sort of the equivalent of Amazon, where a few bigger labs have just monopolized the entire industry and made it much harder for small home growers and small nurseries. So if I can stay away from that as much as possible, I will. Obviously, you know, like I still buy the odd thing from Amazon. I still probably will get the odd tissue culture plant because I just want that plant, and it's impossible to tell these days what's tissue culture and what's not. But generally, if I can do things that are more organic, local, small business. Oh, I don't have scissors. I don't have scissors. Gonna have to do this with a pen, excuse me. So anyway, this is a little bundle of Hoyas. So basically I hope these are labeled because it's going to be very hard to tell if they're not labeled. I don't know what I'm going to do if they're not labeled, but it should be 8 different rare Hoyas, and they are basically Lacinosa Hoyas mostly. And I just really like them. There was one in particular that I really wanted, and then basically the bundle just made so much more sense because it was on sale. I'm like, I can get 8 for not that crazy much more amount than I can get the one that I really want. So the one that I really wanted was the Hoya Lacinosa Violet. I love colourful plants, and I think I've said before, like delicate looking plants as well. And then the seller offered me 2 extra ones as well for a bit extra, and I was just like, oh, just go on then. I genuinely feel like, I don't know if I made a mistake because I'm not really an expert with Hoyas and rooting Hoyas, so, and it's winter, but I'm a bit like that. I just dive in and take a gamble. It's very well boxed in. So this was just a private seller off Etsy. Excuse me. Okay, we are in. Please be labelled, please be labelled, please be labelled. Oh, I don't think they're labelled. I think that they're just free reigning in here. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go through and try and work out what everyone is. Wow, it feels very small. I definitely paid a lot for this. Oh, kind of lost half of them. Just let me check there's the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. So there's one extra somewhere. Yeah, this is going to be really hard to work out what everything is because they're just little 2-leaf cuttings. Do you know what? I'm probably going to have to go and move to my other camera now to show you them individually because my Osmo Pocket is so much better at showing the details. So let me go and do that, and I'll paste these 2 videos together. It definitely looks very small when I see it like this, but everything is in here. I did know they were just going to be small cuttings. That's the thing with Hoya. This is kind of the standard that you get. This just little 2-leaf thing. I'll be back in a minute. So here is what I received. I hope everything is okay here. Let me try and turn them over so that I can try and ID. definitely don't have a lot to work with. You know, these are just one nodes. If something goes wrong, that is it. See, I mean, these two look very, very similar. That's going to be very difficult to work out what is what. So here we are. Here's my selection of Hoyas. These are going to be very difficult to ID. I definitely wish the seller, when I sell cuttings like this, personally, I always put labels on them. I think this is not so great because obviously some of them look quite similar, and unless you're an absolute Hoya expert, and lots of people order plants when they're not an expert, this is going to be very difficult to differentiate what is what. These tiny little cuttings. So one is a Lacinosa Violet. And this is going to be almost impossible to tell which one it is, because this is the picture here. It'll be pretty impossible to tell because, as you can see, they turn violet, but the new leaves are violet, and then they are not violet. They turn into more of a speckledy colour. So, I mean, it could be really this, it could be this one. I think this is really just too of an impossible task until these start to grow bigger. I think I'm just going to have to root them all blind. And hope that at some point I can work out what is what. So the ones I have are Lacinosa, Violet, Leopard Skin, Minora, Suma, Silver Snow, Louisa Silver, Amarillo, Bruno Tricolour, and then I got two extra ones as well. I got a Pandora and a Snow Leopard, which they offered me for an additional amount. Now the Pandora, I looked it up and it was absolutely stunning as a plant, which pushed me to take the extra two. I just thought, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. I might even ask the seller to ID. I mean, some of them are obviously easier to tell than others because there aren't similar ones. And, you know, you can obviously split off the speckly silver ones from the tricolour ones, etc. But it's really difficult with Hoyas because often with these more variegated, colourful Hoyas, it's the new leaves that are the colour, and then they turn into more of a sort of just green or silver or green and white variegation. So when you've only got two old leaves to work with, it makes it very, very hard. So I came to a decision, and I ended up actually using the box that these got sent to me in, and I put some perlite, orchid bark and coconut soil in here. And I've tried to make sure, I've given them a little spray with rainwater. I'm just going to give them one more readjust to make sure the leaves are not under the soil. And I'm going to pop the lid on that and see how that goes. I do prefer, I'm more of a water propagator myself. I was hoping to do these in water, but they were just so small. I don't think I have anything available that would have been useful for them. There just was so little stem on them that I don't know what. My other Hoyas are rooting in water from the props I've taken. But yeah, these cuttings are just so tiny that I really don't know how I could have gone about a water prop. So here we go, and let's see what happens with these guys.